What's next is this week out of Florida, all the best news. We've got the Navy SEAL Museum made the news this week after a video from last year surfaced where they were doing a demonstration of bite dogs, and they have a guy in a bite suit, but the guy in the bite suit's wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey, so they sick 6 dogs on him, and he goes down. He says, fine, I'll stand. And this made a big splash in the news, even though this video is a year old, and even though the Navy SEAL Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, not directly affiliated with the government. It is sponsored by the Navy SEAL Foundation and the Navy SEALs. And this week it comes out, and the Navy released a statement saying that these actions are not in line with the beliefs and core values of the Navy, and they have cut ties with the Navy SEAL Museum. In the background of the video, you can clearly see some people in Navy PT gear and Navy working uniforms. It is to be noted that all of the role players in this scenario were all contractors, not active duty. But it made a big splash, putting Navy SEALs in hot water once again. Van, what do you think?
Oh my God. Okay. Let's say we made this video. You and I made this video, right? You and I I'm a dog trainer. You're a dog trainer too. It's your turn to be the chew guy. But what people, first of all, poor taste. Somebody should have recognized everything that's going on. The current state, like, just don't even pretend to take a side. Pretend to understand. How about that? There's a paradigm shift in thinking. Anyways, so you and I are doing the dog training. This is how it happened, because you and I made the video, right? So We're the dog trainers. The Chargers beat the 49ers. We've been planning on it all year. And the Chargers, and you being the 49ers fan you are, I said, you know what? I'll buy the jersey. I said, you're going to wear, if the Chargers win, you're going to wear your Kaepernick jersey to do the dog chew. And that's that. Well, when people see it and it's out of context, and I'm not saying it is out of context. I am not implying that. I am just saying this probably spooled out of control really quick because these guys are contractors. But guess what? Just because they're not active duty, they guaranteed when they signed their contract and they went to the human resources department and they had to have a discussion about what it means to be a contractor, that you do represent the Navy, even though you are not active duty, you do represent the Navy. Was it the Navy SEAL Foundation? No, it was
Navy SEAL Museum.
Navy
SEAL UDT Museum.
Hey man, I'll tell you, there's an old saying. I remember the first time I put on my Dixie cup. For you Army, that's a cover. I remember it's a Navy cover. So I remember the first time I put it on, and I remember the way that I felt. It's a stupid looking little hat, but it's a calling card. It's so iconic. And then suddenly, from being a little kid who is stimulated by visual things, now I'm a young adult, and I put this thing on my head, and I've been completely indoctrinated already. I've sat there, I've crawled through the mud with my dudes. I've learned some different words from different languages. We have good laughs. We help each other out. Like we grew together, and we all put our hat on at the same time, and we all felt that exact. It's a dawning of, it's not me anymore. I represent this enterprise that's willing, that has invested in me, that has given me the opportunity that, from my situation, wasn't afforded to me, at that time any other way. And so, I am honored to serve. People say, thank you for serving. I'm honored to serve. Like, there was a part of me that when I put that hat on, I became a sailor. And that is very different than Van. The sailor is very different than Van. And so I don't know. It's you know what? It's stupid. What a numbnuts move, dude. Like, what are you trying to prove? You're trying to make your girl laugh, your boys laugh. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, hasn't anybody told you yet that once you put it on the cloud, it's there, dude? I'm going through this with my kids right now. Like, quit putting your picture out there and your name and your business and what you're eating and where you're at. Come on, man. Hey, nobody really cares. You just think they care, and they make you think they care too, because they do like you, but they never see you because you're always online. Anyways, dude, Max, stop me from talking, please. I got zero quality thoughts on this. It's just a numbnuts move, dude. And everybody, this is just, honestly, bro, this is a very soft, I do not want to be controversial, but this is a very soft version of the George Floyd thing, man. And that might not be fair, but there you go. You got all these guys standing around in their uniforms, going along with the program, thinking it's harmless, not really thinking a year down the road. Like, come on, man. You guys are professionals, dude. Professionals. So I'm disappointed. How about that?
Yeah, I think that that's a great way to put it. Now, let's start with, you remember me in the Navy, probably when we worked together at the schoolhouse. And I always liked to put things into boxes, right? So I like to start with big boxes, and I like to unpack those boxes and pull the smaller boxes out of the big boxes, okay? So I want to do that with this really quick and help me. I haven't pre-thought about this, but I think we can get through it. What's the big box here? The big box is these guys went out to do a demonstration of dog capabilities of taking down a bad guy, using the dog, using, common tactics for detaining an armed combatant. And so, or I guess maybe, well, we'll just assume it was an armed combatant, because sometimes, they'll send bite dogs after an armed guy. So you've got the big boxes, you've got a demonstration. The smaller boxes are your role players. So who are your role players? And what hierarchy do they stand in? So there was probably a supervisor, and then
Can we say medium? Can we say medium box for that one?
Medium box. Okay, yeah, so you got role players in a medium box. And
so medium box would be like the guys who made the decisions, right? Guys who could have changed things just through authority.
Yeah, or even if they didn't have authority, let's say the guy with the lowest amount of authority here, and I don't know, is the guy wearing the jersey, right? Let's say he has the lowest amount of authority, but he could have not worn the jersey or whatever, and then or not said the words, uttered the words that he said, because that's a medium-sized box. And then another medium-sized box, you've got onlookers. So you've got spectators, you've got an audience, and you've got people in uniform. You've got people in Navy uniform in this video. You've got people in PT gear, and you've got people in NWUs. And so in even smaller boxes, you've got this the safety of all the onlookers, right, that you're worried about. Not that that's a small thing, but in this instance, that didn't come into play a lot here. But you've got like the safety and the onlookers and what's going through their minds, right? So we got to think about what's going through the minds of the onlookers. And then they go ahead and they do this. So at the biggest level, they had to put on a demonstration. At a medium level, they had staff who organized a demonstration.
We had to keep people alive. That's kind of like
yep. And then at a small level, you've got, which is probably least in their mind, is you have the spectators who they probably weren't considering. But they probably should have been considering them, because that's the what's in it for me audience, the thing that you're offering up to audience. That's your proposition, right? The what's in it for me proposition. So
yeah,
out of all of this, the Swiss cheese model completely aligned for this tone deaf, culturally insensitive move to fall through the Swiss cheese and out onto the world, which is just, I like what you said about it being a soft George Floyd thing, and not trying to compare those two things as being equal, but I get what you mean. This is kind of like a culturally tone deaf demonstration of people not understanding the implications of what they're doing. And they think they're having fun, but what they're really doing is, if there's a spectator there who's like, man, this is fucked up, are they saying that they want to like sick dogs on anybody who doesn't agree with what they agree with politically? Then that could be, I see how that could be really scary for somebody standing around, right? if I'm
It's
being
the
honest.
It's the Navy SEALs, bro.
And
The guys who took down Bin Laden.
Yeah,
They're gonna
it's
sick dogs. They're gonna sick dogs on me because I don't stand for the flag.
it's super and then you got to
Oh
think that
no.
the audience is looking at this going, this is SEALs, this is what they do, this is who they are, so it's obvious that this is bad, in every possible way. And whoever the highest up person was who let this happen, even if they didn't know, even if like the highest person out there in charge didn't know this was about to happen, but then saw it happening, like saw this guy walk out, he or she could have been like, whoa, 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 lose the jersey. What's going on here? Like, the fact that this got through so many boxes of judgment and nobody said, don't do this, is the problem.
Was there even an active duty person there?
As part of the demonstration?
Like, as far as the medium boxes, like controlling the.
Right. I don't know. I'm sure there were. I don't know. I'm just gonna say I'm sure that there were veterans there, but I don't know about active duty. I don't think so.
No, I cannot remember a time when a sailor that I personally knew was like on the edge of a decision like this, and I needed to interject. Like, it's never happened to me. Like, this is juvenile. It's insensitive. Okay, Max, can I pitch in something here?
Yeah.
My thoughts as you were talking. Listen, if I'm just shooting in the dark here, Yosemite Sam style, throw it up. These guys probably hate Kaepernick. They probably hate him because he doesn't stand for the flag. And they're going to prove that they are real Americans by attacking the people who don't stand for that symbol. And the point is, none of those people have probably been beat by cops. They probably never heard his original message. In fact, and we've talked about it, it was a military veteran who told him how to protest. You want to protest? You take a knee for the anthem. You're present for the anthem. Hello? Are you present? Because it started turning into not being present. What the heck? It irritates me because there's so many different people who have weighed in on this and tried to turn it into something it isn't. And I understand why they're doing that. But there's been enough dialogue since then to say, hey, your feelings about standing for the flag are valid, but that is not what this is about. We're not going to go sick dogs. Here's the problem for me about this. Just like you said, what was let's do Colin Kaepernick in boxes. What's the big box? The Black community, specifically. Police brutality, medium boxes, right? And what are the little boxes? Anybody who ain't Black, who ain't suffered police brutality for being Black. Now, there's a strong assumption that happens, but I tend to agree with it. I think there's plenty of evidence to support that. I'm not going to say everybody who gets beat down by cops is suffering from disproportionate, whatever, temporary investigations or whatever. But but what I am saying is he gave up everything, bro. And he gave up everything for that. He ain't doing bad. He settled. He sure did settle with it, and he got paid, but he made his point first, and he was willing to risk it. And so what does that say about the two different the characters of these people? One's expected to protect and defend it, that symbol, no matter what. The other is saying, hey, this does not symbolize the Constitution in my household or the Declaration of Independence. And this is why. And what, because he's Colin Kaepernick? He's not well studied, and he's not a professor in American history. He doesn't get to weigh in on that. He's Black. Yeah, I get it. He's mixed. Whatever. You can put your knocks out, but he ain't wrong. I would have advised him probably a little differently, but it happened how it happened. And now everybody has to pick a side. And that's what people are doing now, because that video floated for a year, dude. Straight up. It floated for a year. It's not like they made it, and the next day they were like, what the fuck is this? Tear it down, and it seeped out of the cloud. It was floating for a year. Had the George Floyd thing not happened, it probably wouldn't be an issue. It's a soft George Floyd. It is those same people. You take all those people, they've now been indoctrinated. Just let it happen. It's okay. Nobody's getting hurt. You look at George Floyd, everybody's standing around, he probably deserved it. He looks like a bad guy. And then they're all standing around. That one cop's got it. It's just one cop. He's got it. They all got the backs to him. Even one guy says, hey, man, I think we should put him in the car now. Yeah, he's a training officer. This is the same training environment that you're looking at. It's the same fucking thing, man. It's just a soft version of it. And if you don't see it, you're not ready to apologize, and you're not ready to make it right. And that's all they got to do. Come out and acknowledge it and make it right. And I implore people to do that. I'm not saying give up your own rights or your own sense of self-preservation or dignity for anyone else. I am saying acknowledge it in other people. And that's it. And that comes down to honor, courage, commitment. That's core values. And that's that. And that's back to policy, right? Like these guys should be, honestly, I don't know what's happening to them, what their punishment is, but I guarantee there's some creative punishment going on, right? There is all kinds of meetings going on because they just lost a major connection between this Navy SEAL Museum and all the other different organizations that are involved. Those things, they all feed off of each other. You know, they're designed for veterans and for what we're doing, helping the community understand military things, you know, maybe encourage some young people who are educated and like-minded to come join the military, and maybe for reals, for a change, go around the world and really win some hearts and minds and really export, you know, our sense of a true universal liberty. That's what it was all about, man. Where did we get lost? We got military to defend ourselves so people can't take it away, not so that we can go shove it down other people's throats, and not so that the people who retire and go become law enforcement officers start using escalation tactics that they use outside the wire in a country that doesn't have a standing government, and bring it back and then employ it in the darkest corners of the cities that they're sworn to defend.
I totally agree. Look, here, let me end my thoughts with this idea that I have, this novel, never before heard concept. Nobody in the United States should be persecuted for having their opinion, period. Okay? Someone should be able to express.
Keyword persecuted, everybody. Persecuted.
Attacked, killed, okay? Jailed, oppressed. Anybody in the United States should be able to have any opinion that they want and express it without fear of being attacked. And this might be unpopular, but I have this conversation often.
Mm-hmm.
Even if someone says, I hate black people, and then that's just what they think. They just think it. They think they're racist, they're biased, they're prejudiced, and that's what they think. You shouldn't attack them for that. It's just what they think, and they're free to think it. If they act on it, it's a different story. If people start acting on things like that, it's a different story. But that's what's happening in this video. They're acting on their thoughts. These guys can think that Colin Kaepernick's a POS, you know, whatever. That's fine. You can think it all day. You can't sick a dog on them. You know, I get it. It's like in this demonstration, they didn't think that what they were doing actually represented that, but it certainly is what it represents. You're saying attack people who disrespect the flag. If somebody goes out and I just did this on the YouTube channel the other day on my flag code video, which is if somebody goes out and burns a flag, I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not, I don't like it, but it's their right to do it. Now, you could argue it's not their right to do it. According to the U.S. flag code, the flag of the United States is a living thing, but it's an expression of.
So is the Constitution, everyone.
It's an expression of their personal opinions. They're not attacking another person. They're not hurting anybody. They're expressing themselves. Obviously, they're upset about something, and they're expressing themselves. And if we and if you take this one, which seems like if somebody disrespects the flag, fuck them, and you do that, what you're saying is you're giving the green light for everyone to attack people for not agreeing with them, which is not a value of the country that we live in, the United States. It's not a value in the Constitution. Everyone's entitled to have their own thoughts and opinions. You can't use those thoughts and opinions to harm others. You can't use those thoughts and opinions to incite violence, but you're allowed to think and believe whatever you want. We don't stop you from believing in certain religions. We don't stop you from believing in certain politics. We don't stop you from believing in which burger joint's the best. And imagine if like somebody goes In-N-Out is better than Five Guys, and then you kill that person.
Totally.
You know what I mean? It's just not how it's just not, you just go, oh, cool, you like In-N-Out. You like In-N-Out and I like Five Guys. Doesn't mean that my ability to like Five Guys has been affected. No, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Just let people think, go on about your life. Like, fuck, dude. Just let people think.
Who do you think, sorry, Max, I have to get this out of my head right now. Who do you think invented Five Guys? Do you think it was like the bench warmers from a basketball team? Like 5 guys on the bench. Like, we gotta figure something to, like the 6th and 7th man they're rotating in. They were getting playtime, but the last 5 guys were like, So they were like running the burger stand, and they were like, we did that in high school, man. It was really successful. Sorry.
No, that's good. You know what actually that would go. You know what that goes great with. You know what a juicy cheeseburger goes great with. A brand new ScuttleButt Show shirt. Head over to ScuttleButtShow.com and grab yourself a shirt or a coffee mug or a coffee cup. We got the insulated travel coffee mugs on there. Shirts for you, female and male both. Get over there and get your ScuttleButt merch today. And also make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel and the podcast for all the ScuttleButt Show episodes and content that we have coming out all the time. And with that, last topic of today,